Choosing the right fabric for your sewing project can be overwhelming, particularly when you're looking at the label that says things like bouclé or poplin or linen, or even worse, no label at all. You're thinking, do I need a knit or do I need a woven? All these things can be very confusing. Instead, I'll show you a better way by looking at these 7 characteristics of a fabric, things like stretch and drape and transparency and quality. These are the things that I look at. I often am going into the New York City garment district where there's no label, so I need to look at these things in order to make my choice. These 7 characteristics will change the way you look at fabric and help you make the perfect choice in fabric every time. Let's dive in.
When I'm choosing a fabric for a project, it's super helpful to keep track of the key fabric traits like weight, drape, and stretch. That's why I created this fabric swatch book template. It helps me organize and remember everything about the fabrics I use. I jot down the fabric weight, care instructions, and even attach a small swatch. If you want to grab your own template and keep your fabric notes neat and easy to access, you can download it for free in the link in the description below.
I suggest you just start with these basics. No need to learn every fabric name. When I was in fashion school, I had a whole semester class on textiles. And in the final exam, we had fabric swatches and we had to identify every fabric, whether it was a bouclé or whether it was a damask or whether it's jacquard. But I've actually forgotten a lot of those. I still do like to know fabric names. So when I do come across a fabric that I'm uncertain of, I look it up and I do try to expand my knowledge of fabric names. And if it's something you're interested in, that's great, but it's not necessary. I do the same thing in my garden. I see a flower, I'm like, I've never seen that flower before. Wonder what it is. And I like take a snapshot of it and I go research to find out what's the name of the flower. It's more for informational, but it's not necessary. So I'm going to go through these 7 characteristics and show you how to think about each of the fabric based on this. The first thing I typically look at is stretch. So whether it's has a lot of stretch or a little stretch, you think on stretch that typically that's a knit versus woven, but nowadays it's not that clear cut, right? So there's a lot of cotton fabric, which is a woven that has some stretch in it, or denim that has stretch in it, or there's also some knit fabrics that have less stretch. Like I like Ponte fabric because it's a very stable knit. It does not have a lot of stretch. It makes it very easy to work with. So I do not think about woven versus knit. I think stretch. And you can look at, you can feel the stretch if you're in the store or if you're buying online. It also will tell you what kind of stretch it has. It's often different. The vertical versus your horizontal stretch could be different. So it's something to consider. So that's something that's quite important to me. If you want something that is just no stretch, then you'll look for that in the description. Typically online, I find the labeling so much better online than often when you go to the stores, the labeling is not as good. So even though online stores, you cannot feel and touch it, you often get better labels. So when you're buying more fabric, over time, you'll get accustomed to what these labels are, and it will help you then choose your fabric. And generally, fabrics with less stretch are going to be easier to sew. I would say fabrics with no stretch are probably the easiest, but there are some fabrics that have stretch, like Ponte again, as I just mentioned, or just less stretch that are not too difficult to sew. There are also fabrics that have no stretch that are very difficult. They could be slippery, maybe like velvet. So it doesn't hold true all the time. But as a rule of thumb, typically stretchy fabrics are generally a little harder to sew. The next thing I look at when I'm choosing my fabric is the fabric weight. When you're in person, you can feel something, whether it's very lightweight or not. But when you're shopping online, often they will give you the weight in the description. And it typically you'll see that as GSM or grams per meter, or in the US, sometimes it'll be ounces per yard. So either way, I often see GSM more often. Anything between 0 and 150 is typically lightweight fabric, like you might think of a chiffon, something like that. Anywhere from 150 to 300 is a medium weight fabric, and anything over 300 is considered a heavyweight fabric. I have had seen some things, I don't know if they're mislabeled, but sometimes it'll say it's the same grams per square meter, and the weights do feel very different. So you just do have to be a little aware of that. When you're purchasing. That's why getting swatches is also, quite good to do that. So when you're thinking about fabric weight on your project, if you want a very flowy blouse, you want something much more lightweight. If you're making a pair of pants or a jacket or a coat, you would want something heavier weight. Or something in between weight. So it's really important that you get the correct weight. I like to make my office dresses with Ponte, and I had bought some Ponte from Mood that was so heavy, and it just became impossible for me to wear. This dress is just so very heavy. Then I go and I get Ponte in other places, and it's just beautiful. It sort of drapes, it's very light. So just because it says the word Ponte does not mean it's always going to be the same weight. So you have to consider that, when you're purchasing things. The next thing I consider is the fabric drape. Now, there's really no measure for drape, but often in the description that you'll see online will tell you whether it's very drapey or not. When you're in person, of course, you can feel that for yourself. This is going to be a matter of preference for you, how drapey you want something. You could make this same exact dress design in one fabric that was drapey, would look beautiful, or you could make it in another fabric that was less drapey and would still be quite beautiful. So that is more, in my opinion, a matter of preference. And then I think about the fiber content of the fabric. This is typically always identified online, often when you go into stores as well, unless some stores that have no labeling, you're going to have to sort of guess at that, or maybe the store owner could help you with that. I generally think of this in two ways, whether it's a natural fiber like cotton and linen or wool, or if it's a synthetic fiber like polyester or nylon spandex. So nowadays, there's also blends, which often give you the best of both worlds, and synthetic fibers often can be quite nice. I mean, the past many years ago, synthetics were just terrible. No one would really want to wear them, but now they really can mimic some really beautiful fabrics. But it is very important, even if you are interested for environmental reasons, that you don't want to have any synthetic fibers. Something that you should really consider. I think often you can determine without a label whether it's synthetic or natural fiber, but sometimes it does get a little difficult. And sort of related to weight, perhaps in a way, it would be transparency. So some lighter weight fabrics are going to be a little bit transparent. And often you'll see that in the description, it'll say that it is transparent or it is opaque. And it is very important to know this before you start your project, because if you do have a transparent fabric, you may need to include a lining in the garment. It's important to consider whether or not the fabric is going to be transparent or not. And to me, the care of the fabric is very important, that I know that ahead of time. I typically try to buy things that are machine washable. I do not want to send all my clothes to the dry cleaner. So I do look at that, or at least if it's not labeled, I consider whether or not I think I can hand wash this, or if I can machine wash it, or if I'm going to have to send it to the dry cleaner. I would definitely recommend you get advice from the store if something is not labeled for the care instructions, but often I think you can figure out on your own how you need to care for it. Definitely, as soon as you get your fabric home, you want to care for it the way that the instructions say. So if it's machine washable, wash it right away to allow any shrinkage ahead of time. And I would also do the same thing if something required hand washing. Also, then you will make sure that that fabric can handle the way that you've washed it. You would hate to ruin your fabric, but it would be even worse to ruin a finished garment. And lastly, I consider the quality of the fabric. So when you go to different fabric stores, the quality of the exact same fabric can be very, very different. So maybe you're buying a cotton, and one store it will be very scratchy and stiff, and then another store it will be beautiful and drapey and soft. So I do think often that quality goes along with price. Not always, but my experience, it does. So I do stay away from very cheap fabrics, low cost fabrics, because often I'm not going to be happy with the end product. I have found a few gems of very inexpensive fabric, but beautiful. So those are really amazing when you can come by them, but there's not too many of those in my opinion. If you want to see my trip to the New York City Garment District, where I shopped in many of the fabric stores, check out this video here. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.